Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is Montana This Morning from Montana's news leader.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us this Monday. I'm Justine Stewart.
And I'm Louis Storch. Hope you're having a fantastic start to your Monday. Justine, can you believe it? Christmas. 2 weeks away.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
2 weeks from today. It just snuck up on me so fast. And I know I always say that, but it seems like this holiday season, for whatever, like it flew by really fast.
It has gone fast.
Yeah, and you know what? I know like everyone wants to get that white Christmas, get the snow for Christmas.
Especially get rid of the fog, bring in some
little
bit of cheery snow.
Exactly, and it looked so good the beginning of November, then we started warming up, a lot of that snow melted. We're gonna bring back those snow chances though as we roll into the weekend. But we still though have to get through the next several days. We have this air stagnation advisory in place. Look at that, for pretty much the entire Pacific Northwest, as that high pressure builds in. Pollutants expected to increase at least through noontime on Thursday in this gray shaded area here, and that's just as that high pressure continues to build in. Now your temperatures this morning, yeah, they are on the cooler side, so we're going to see mostly temperatures in the 20s. How about 12 in Hamilton right now? We're at 18 in Missoula, and we're only at 19 in Sula, 17 in Phillipsburg. But what I was talking about is give it time. This week we're going to see those cold temperatures. By the weekend though, sunshine returns with snow showers, and we'll talk more about that here in a few minutes.
We've been following a story about a disabled veteran whose customized handicap equipment worth roughly $30,000 stolen from him near his apartment. Early Sunday morning, Missoula Sheriff's deputies located and returned the trailer and all of its contents back to the former Lieutenant Colonel Tim Gardepy. On Thursday, December 7th, the trailer containing a custom treaded wheelchair and other necessary handicap gear was taken from Gardepy. He relies heavily on this gear to live independently. For Gardepy, this loss was devastating, limiting his mobility. He, along with a representative from the Wounded Warriors, reached out to the community to help find his belongings. According to the Missoula Sheriff's Office, they received a tip about the whereabouts of his gear.
Approximately 8:31 this morning, we received information about a trailer's location that was possible stolen, but we went to an address and were able to confirm that the trailer was stolen. The contents inside the trailer, those contents and the trailer were later released to the victim.
Officials are still investigating and no arrests have been made. Oh, it's been more than 2 months since the mass shooting in Vegas that killed 58 people and left 546 injured. Those who were there still coping with the physical and emotional trauma. MTN's Lauren Heiser met with a group trying to help people in times of crisis.
After getting her son to safety, Cole and her husband went back towards the venue to help people who had been hurt. She and her family are still trying to come to terms with what they saw and experienced that night.
I'm doing better. The first week was really difficult. I was unable to even go in public, but as the time goes on, time heals a lot, but also going to a counselor to help me with the process, I'm dealing much better. I still get emotional. It's still early on, and there's things I didn't talk about that are difficult, but all of us are doing much better.
Today at Le Petit, they participated in a discussion panel put together by social work students from the University of Montana. Kim Bowman, a former deputy sergeant with the Salt Lake County Sheriff's Office, also spoke to the group. He talked about many different aspects of dealing with trauma or an active shooter situation from a law enforcement standpoint. He said that since the Columbine shooting, law enforcement has approached active shooter situations differently, and that their first priority is to deal with the suspect.
You will have done it yourself. You will have had to resolve the situation yourself before a police officer gets there. But if one does, they will not be looking at you. They will not be looking at injured parties. They will be looking to stop the active suspect.
Cole and Bowman both agreed that the key is to work towards finding a sense of normalcy after a trauma.
Even though I'm a nurse and I've seen a lot of critical incidents, until you live through something like that, you have no idea how you're going to react. And I think having professional help to help you gain that normalcy back into your life would be useful.
Bowman said that in times of crisis, it's important to make yourself a priority.
In the aftermath,
you need to take care of yourself. And the way you do that is through self-care, seeking counseling, absolutely getting debriefing either by a professional or by a group, or at the very least, self-debrief.
Cole and other members of the community plan on continuing to educate people about what to do in an active shooter situation. The massive wildfires in Southern California, about a week old, continue to burn. They now have scorched almost 250,000 acres. While firefighters are making progress on some fronts, the largest of the fires still running out of control, forcing new evacuations in Santa Barbara County. Governor Jerry Brown said over the weekend these year-round massive fires are the new norm in California, blaming it on climate change. Montana firefighters and equipment from 14 separate city, county, rural, and volunteer fire departments statewide are now in Southern California to help out in the firefight. Chief Rich Cowger of the Columbus Fire Department sent 3 firefighters from his department to assist. He tells us the Montana crews were in the process of checking in with officials and waiting to find out where they'll be assigned. The Montana firefighters will be grouped into strike teams, each with 5 engines and their own supervisor.
Within that little group, they are staying together. They are working together. So they'll be working, with folks that they met while they're down there, but, they're all Montana folks. And then that strike team leader will then coordinate all the efforts of that strike team in with the bigger picture of this incident that's going on down there.
Cowger expects the Montana crews will be in California for at least a week or so. Conditions permitting, they're expected to be back home a few days before Christmas.
Under the Big Sky is brought to you by Mattress Firm.
Under the Big Sky returns to the modest workshop in the Paradise Valley, where Jason Cajun crafts beautiful drift boats. Their material of choice may be old, but Cajun believes his wooden boats stand up against and outperform other boats made with more modern materials.
Wooden boats haven't been surpassed by a material. In this day and age, we tend to think that there should be something better than wood. And a lot of times there's just not. Wood is a really high strength to weight ratio. People nowadays want something cheap. And in order to get something cheap, you have to make it cheaply. Most of the fiberglass boats you'll see in Montana are really inexpensively made. They use very cheap materials, get it by the 50-gallon barrel, shoot it into a mold. You can make 2 or 3 boats in a day if you want to. And it's not because it's better, it's just because it's cheaper. With our boats, they're gonna take the better part of a year to make. That's a lot of hours. That's the one downside to wood. If there is one, it's labor intensive, and so they cost more. There was never any question that I was going to make a boat out of anything other than wood. The look and the feel of it, you just can't get from fiberglass, or you can't get from aluminum. On top of that, if you use the material really well, you can actually make it perform better. They're lighter weight by quite a bit. And typically they'll outperform a fiberglass boat hands down in almost any area that you can think of. Any kind of small under 40-foot boat, boy, it's hard to beat wood as a building material. You can really use it in different ways that makes a lot of sense and performs really well.
Our next full episode of Under the Big Sky arrives in time for the holidays. Tune in Saturday, December 23rd at 6 p.m. and then 10:35 p.m. on the Montana Television Network. We're going to send on over to Lewis now this morning. He's got your forecast.
All right, thank you, Justine. Good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a great start to your Monday. We're going to start off with this nice picture sent into us by Shiloh yesterday. She took this picture with her drone in the Bonner area. A beautiful photo here. Shiloh, thank you so much for this great picture. Would be really nice to get some more snow, though, in areas. And like I mentioned, we're going to bring those snow shower chances back. Starting Friday is when the inversion breaks, but it really looks like Friday night, Saturday, and then into Sunday, even Monday is when we're going to see our best chances of getting those rain and snow showers. Here's your temperatures outside. Really cold in areas. 18 Missoula, 12 in Hamilton, 17 in Phillipsburg, 4 in Seeley Lake. We're at 19 in Sula. We're at 16 waking up this morning in Salmon, and then we're at 22 in Troy, 24 Thompson Falls, 21 in St. Regis. Now we do have fog, freezing fog being reported in areas around Missoula, down towards the Bitterroot Valley as well. So give yourself some extra time. You could get some of this fog freezing on those roadways. So you're going to be dealing with this again this morning. Some dense fog. That's just 2 miles of visibility right now in Missoula. So like we have been talking about, big area of high pressure out west. Look at that. We're still seeing this high pressure just centered right over top of us. The active weather continues to be well off to the east, and as we move in a little bit closer, not a lot happening on the radar this morning. We're seeing mostly clear skies, so that's what's really allowing that fog to build. And then here in northwestern Montana, again, starting to see those low-lying clouds build in once again for today. So here's your water vapor image. I've showed this before, but we still have this high pressure in place, so all the moisture that we're seeing over the Pacific is just hitting this high pressure ridge, and what's happening to it is it's just going up and over the top of us, bringing all that moisture well off to the east. But as this begins to break down, slide south, slide off to our west, that's going to allow all these storm systems and all that moisture to make its way on landfall, and that's why we're going to begin seeing those snow showers return by the weekend. We can see that in your 7-day forecast. So 20 today, 20 tomorrow in Missoula, 19 Wednesday, 20 again on Thursday. Not a lot of change. And then there we go, getting to Friday and the weekend. That's when we get those rain showers and snow showers developing as well. Kalispell, we'll see 27 today, 26 on Tuesday, 24 Wednesday. And then there we go. We're going to be up into the 30s actually Saturday and Sunday. Look at Hamilton, highs only in the teens through Thursday. Then we bring in that more active pattern starting Friday.
Yeah, 30 sounds pretty good.
I know, it's just crazy. Temperatures only in the teens, a strong inversion, but there we go. Sunshine returns by Friday.
All right, thanks, Lewis, and make sure you do stick around. We're back with more, but first, here's some birthday shout-outs for you this morning.